Ring spinning is the oldest and most established spinning system. Production rates are low compared to open-end and air-jet systems, but the yarn quality of ring-spun yarn sets the benchmark for those newer high-production systems. The ring spinning system can produce the widest possible yarn count range and excels at producing very fine counts. Ring spinning is also capable of producing S or Z twist. The hand, softness of ring-spun yarn-produced fabrics is judged to be second to none. Ring-spun yarns are typically found in higher-end fine products which reflect its higher price point. The ring spinning process is quite simple. Roving is the input for the process, and it passes through a basic and usually 3-roll drafting system which reduces the number of fibers in the cross-section to the correct amount for the desired yarn count. After drafting, the fibers start to have twist imparted and become a yarn structure. The yarn passes through a traveler which sits on a ring, then winds around a removable bobbin which sits on a spindle. It is the spindle which spins the bobbin to wind the yarn, and this winding causes the yarn to drag the traveler around the ring. The traveler and ring do not spin or move on their own. The difference in speed caused by the friction between the traveler and ring is what imparts the twist into the yarn. The removable bobbins used in ring spinning are quite small compared to what is needed for weaving or knitting processes, so full bobbins must be combined and wound onto a cone or cheese to create a much larger package. These additional steps of roving and winding, combined with the slow production rate when compared to rotor and air-jet, are the primary reasons for the higher cost differences for ring-spun yarn. A novelty, fancy yarn effect can be created with ring spinning to produce what is called a slub yarn. Typically considered a defect in normal ring-spun yarn, a slub is a short, thick spot in the yarn. When this happens by accident, it is undesirable, but the process can be controlled to create the special effect. Slubs are added to the yarn by modifying the speed of the back and middle rollers, adding short periods of increased speed to introduce variation to the fiber mass between the middle and front rollers. This increased fiber mass is what creates the slubs in the resulting yarn. Ring spinning machines are capable of creating a specialty yarn called core spun. This is a yarn which has a synthetic filament core with staple fibers wrapped around it. With core spinning, it is possible to create an elastic yarn which looks and dyes like cotton because only the cotton fibers on the surface of the yarn are seen, hiding the central elastic core. A modification of ring spinning, called compact ring spinning, produces yarn with less hairiness and higher tenacity. This is achieved by reducing the size of the spinning triangle, which creates a more uniform tension throughout the resulting yarn. The reduction of the spinning triangle is achieved with a perforated apron after the last drafting zone, which allows a vacuum to guide the fibers into the compacted path. Compact ring spinning produces a yarn similar to a ring-spun yarn which has been singed or gassed. Less sizing is required in the weaving stage when using compacted yarns, and the yarn will create less fly or lint.